News that gives you solutions.
Tips now for how you can save money on gas.
CBS News Bay Area Now, tonight at 10 on KBCW.
The fallout after a scathing report on the Uvalde, Texas school shooting. Now, the most important stories from across the country and here at home. The impact crime without punishment has on families.
People that are worried about a potential recession.
Financial tips we can all live by.
Hope drives a lot of the good things in the world.
Plus, the positive and the inspirational. I'm Tom Hansen. First to your local news.
This is CBS News Bay Area Now on KBCW. I'm Ann Magovic with a look at some of your top stories. Police want
You'll cool down to the low 80s for a time by the end of this week before warming back up into the mid-80s. And our microclimates show us the same story. We're going to keep it well behaved here. Mid-80s for most of this.
We go now to Uvalde and that scathing report on the police response. New details tonight on what state lawmakers are calling egregious poor decision-making. The mayor there releasing a 77-page document. Set to hold a primetime hearing this Thursday. And when we come back, the shocking rise in unsolved murders, our investigation to answer why. Now to the shocking rise in unsolved murders in America. The FBI reporting cases solved in the U.S. have plunged to their lowest point in 50 years. Andrea Lucia now with one family searching for answers in our series, Crime Without Punishment.
It has been 5 years. To this day, like I said, I'm still just trying to piece everything together.
In Dallas, Andrea Lucia, News Now.
Some powerful reporting there, and we asked the current leadership at both the Dallas and Fort Worth police departments to talk with us about their murder clearance rates. Both declined. Throughout the week, we will continue our series, Crime Without Punishment, to show you the reasons for unsolved murders across the country. And tomorrow, we'll go to Chicago, where solving a murder doesn't always lead to a charge. And up next on Now, the wildfires tearing across parts of Europe, fueled by that brutal heat. Will tell us when relief could come.
And after the break, more on the Yosemite wildfire. Some good news there, but still watching that heat continuing across the country. Why is this continuing? We'll have that answer next.
Kind of getting off easy temperature-wise over the last 24 hours and for about the next 7 days with sunshine for most all of the rest of the locations here throughout the day.
Overseas now to that dangerous heat wave across Europe, the searing temps leading to hundreds of deaths and fueling wildfires. Meteorologist Colin Myers is following that for us. Hey there, Colin.
Hi, Tom. Yeah, you're exactly right. And the one fire we're watching still all eyes on the Washburn fire. Now, this is the Yosemite National Park fire still right here, right next to that high pressure. Now, what we're seeing with this, most of this activity is actually starting to be contained. But we'll be talking about what's ahead and all of that and more on the heat coming up with meteorologist Brittany Rainey. We'll be back after this.
Families demanding justice in the Parkland school shooter sentencing.
The murders were cold, calculated, and premeditated.
Wild waves crashing a wedding in Hawaii. Do-it-yourself ultrasounds.
It's made me less anxious about the pregnancy. It's made me more excited.
And inspiring hope in your community.
Hope is strength. Hope is optimism.
To Florida now in the final phase of sentencing in the trial of Nicholas Cruz, the Parkland school shooter. The 12 jurors will decide whether Cruz should get the death sentence or life in prison without parole. He went on to become South Africa's first black head of state. Those are some of the top stories from around the country and the world tonight. Now some of the moments that matter most in your community and your neighborhood.
They can be tough to spot, and they look a lot like regular card readers. Time to get another check on our weather forecast. Here is meteorologist Darren Peck with the latest.
We're keeping the weather pretty well behaved. In fact, it's very much a summer-like pattern out there.
Now to that tragedy in the skies. Two small planes colliding in midair in Las Vegas, both aircrafts hitting the ground before bursting into flames. In Britain, most homes or schools do not have air conditioning. Now people are even told not to use the trains because the heat could buckle the tracks. Now back here at home, record temps across the country, triple digits for the southeast all the way to the Great Plains. Meteorologist Brittany Rainey joins us now to show us both the global and local impact. Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Tom. We've been talking all about the ridge of high pressure over the U.S. Yes, well, that's the same reason that they're seeing this heat wave in Western Europe. See this here? That's the ridge of high pressure, and that mixed with southwesterly flow bringing in warm air off of North Africa, and that's why you're getting the record heat, and then down into Louisiana. So this is something we're going to be tracking for quite a while, Tom.
Yeah, hopefully some relief is on the way in the near future. Thanks, Brittany. All right, still ahead, teaching pregnant women how to perform their own ultrasounds, how new research could save the lives of mothers and their babies. Plus, preparing for a possible recession. How much do you set aside right now? That's after the break. A new way for soon-to-be parents to see their developing babies in utero anytime, anywhere. Now Northwestern Medicine and Google have teamed up to try and make an ultrasound cheaper, more portable, and accessible to all pregnant people around the world.
Start low or start high?
Lauren Ratliff is getting a tutorial on how to personally use an ultrasound device connected to a tablet. On the screen, her baby. The World Health Organization recommends an ultrasound before 24 weeks of pregnancy, but up to half of all birthing parents in developing countries are not screened at all. About 300,000 women and 2.5 million babies die during pregnancy or after childbirth, with 94% occurring in low and middle income countries. And thousands of other pregnant women will contribute to the study in hopes of benefiting new parents and babies around the world. Time now for Money Now and the growing concerns over a recession. All week, we're going to show you how to prepare. And tonight, emergency savings and how much you should set aside. More than half of Americans are concerned about their emergency savings, but a Bankrate study shows 25% have nothing saved.
Salary to fall back on.
Some really good tips there. And if you're self-employed, Kendall recommends having at least 6 months of expenses saved up for a dual income household, 9 to 12 months if you are single. And our conversation continues tomorrow night. We'll take a closer look at reducing credit card debt, something you'll want to do ASAP as the Fed considers increasing interest rates.
I think hope drives a lot of the good things in the world.
And what does hope mean to you? We'll take a closer look into the power it holds.
Kind of getting off easy temperature-wise over the last 24 hours and for about the next 7 days.
Finally tonight, to our segment on the power of hope. Each night we'll take you on an inspiring journey to show you the good that is the glue connecting our neighborhoods, our cities, and our humanity. But why is hope important, and what does it mean now? We get answers from across the country.
Hope means that you have an opportunity to look forward to the future.
A call for hope beacons to still the troubled waters. From pandemic lockdowns to mass shootings to the wrath of extreme weather. The need for hope is at an all-time high.
We need hope to get through our lives. We go through a breakup. We go through times where we lose a job, where we've been in lockdown for 2 years. And without that hope, we start to give up. And we start to feel like that it doesn't matter anymore.
Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines hope as a desire with anticipation to want something to be true.
Without hope, I feel like, you're not motivated, you're not happy. If I didn't have hope, I wouldn't even want to wake up in the morning.
Because if a person does not have hope, he's lost. He don't have no way of giving up on life.
The definition may change from person to person, but the physical and emotional benefits are the same.
I think if you can bring hope into your life, just your overall quality of life improves.
According to Psychology Today, having hope or expressing hope can lead to lower levels of anxiety and depression. Hope can also bolster our levels of resilience, especially when the road of life gets bumpy.
The world would be in despair without hope, and there are challenges.
But you can always find something to be grateful for.
Like your friend.
Right.
I think hope is knowing that it's always going to get better, even though times continue to be tough and we're always going to have hard decisions to make.
We found no shortage of people expressing how hope impacts their lives. And there was a common thread throughout.
Just a faith or a belief that things will eventually get better and no matter what happens.
Hope is the prospect of happiness, and it's the prospect of happiness for everyone. So it's a unifying force.
Hope is a force that drives us to create a better future.
You look such a vibe right now. You're so beautiful. Have a great day.
Without hope, we don't see the future. And if we can't see the future, how can we impact it? How can we create social change if we can't see it? We should all be thinking about what we can do to better the world.
Hope is optimism. Hope is strength. Hope is optimism.
We can all use a little more hope these days, and every night we want you to experience the power of hope and how it resonates with people in your communities. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember to try to take a break from the world and see the good things around you. Have a great night, and we hope to see you back here tomorrow.